Hello everyone, it's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo for another State of the Game, a Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous production. So it's May 11th, and the game is coming along well, and little by little they're starting to flesh out each one of the different ship manufacturers' ship lines. Now Aegis Dynamics has had all of the ships presented to us that we're going to have in-game, except for the Javelin, which is going to be something that's a much larger experience and for people that are looking for something much bigger for your organization. We've seen a few of the RSI ships, being the Aurora, the Orion. We have another one that's going to be coming soon. I don't know what that is. And the Constellation, of course. And we have MISC. And MISC, of course, I'm leaving out a couple of others. I'm sorry, there are a lot of Origin ships out there too. But MISC has been the one that has had the least love in the past. All we had was the Freelancer for the longest time, and then they gave us the whole series, and now the Starfarer. It's going to be a wonderful time inside a Star Citizen as soon as this game goes live. I'm liking the designs of each one of these, and that's bringing me to something that I asked last week, and that's, what ship do you see yourself flying in the universe? And I've asked this before, but today I'm going to turn it around. Because last week I also presented a contest to you all that actually logistically is probably going to make a lot of people a little bit annoyed. And it's going to leave them out because not everybody is going to be able to participate in a tournament or in just some kind of online free-for-all right now. That's because a lot of y'all are waiting for the game to come out. Maybe you just have an Aurora, maybe you don't have the computer upgraded that you want to be using for the game, and you're waiting for it all to flesh out. So because you're listening to my show, and because I listen to you, I'm changing the contest. Alright, the contest is going to be easy. Send an email to starcitizenaa@gmail.com. Then place Vanguard Contest inside of the subject field, and here's the hard part. I want one paragraph from you on what you envision your favorite and most used ship to be, and why. I'll then pick randomly from the list of submissions that we get, but I want to be able to read these online, so be a little bit, explain why you think that will be your favorite ship. You don't have to go into great detail. The longer the better if you want it to be read online, but you really don't have to put that much into it to enter the contest. So again, send an email to starcitizenaa@gmail.com. Vanguard Contest in the subject field, and then with the explanation of what you think your favorite ship or most used ship will be and why. And then we'll give away that Vanguard. The next thing I want to do is talk about some other things that Ben has given me. I have 10 starter packages, and I want to bring new people into the game. And I'll be able to tell when you're new and when you're not. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm going to be checking up on you. What I want to do is I want to draw people into the game that are listening to the show because they're trying to learn more about it. And I want to get you your opportunity to get into the game. There'll be 10 starter packages that have no value. You'll be able to pick between the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora. You may come with an Aurora, but the Mustang Alpha is a free upgrade to it. And they'll be non-transferable and non-meltable, which means, again, they'll have no dollar value. But they will be able to be CCU'd up to whatever ship you want in the future. And they do get you in the game right now and will get you access right into the Arena Commander module. All right? So that's something else I'm going to give away. And we're going to come up with a way to give those out next week. And then I want to talk about the next contest, which will be, I'm going to ask Ben for a Starfarer Gemini, and we will move into talking about what the contest rules will be for that one. But I'm going to set this as my goal. I want to get to 1,000 average views based on this month forward, so May forward, of both Star Citizen AA and the Ben's Day. Nothing else will count in those, okay? Because the other ones are just fun videos that I do and nothing more. So I want to get to 1,000 average views of Ben's Day and Star Citizen AA, and that's it. All right, folks, I have showed you a lot of things, and I'm going to talk about what I think my favorite ship is going to be. And I thought hard about this. And I think that I have a really good reason for this. All right? So I have the Constellation Phoenix, the Retaliator, the Carrack, the Hull B. Yes, I said B. It was an A last week, but my little snug bug I could buy as a non-LTI later. I've upgraded it to the Hull B, so it has a little bit more cargo capacity, and that may become an upgrade for something else that I'm thinking about, which is the 890 Jump. Now let's talk about why I'm going to pick from one of these ships. I already know that the ship I have the most fun in, and I find myself playing the most today, is the Mustang Delta. And the Mustang Delta is that, I guess you'd call it a limited variant of the Mustang family. It was made for militia and as possibly a fighter that would be aboard light ships, like a Starfarer, not a Starfarer, like the Idris. And it's made to be a defense fighter and attack aircraft or spacecraft. And we're not talking about attack like a something like a Gladiator, but something lighter. And I have such a good time in it. It's light, it's maneuverable, it's hard to hit. And every time I fly it, I have the best time. And you're probably watching a Vanguard Swarm of me playing it right now. That is what I'm playing right now. But for me, when I get online and when I want to be with my friends, it's about being in multiplayer, about collaborating, about working together, about being together, about being there with your friends in the game. So I've been trying to think about this. I am going to get an 890 Jump, and that's mainly because I want to have that relaxation vessel and that vessel that's going to be fun to be on. And then I started thinking about the two that I really want to think about what would be my favorite. And the two are and this is what it's coming down to. Is it going to be the Constellation Phoenix, or is it going to be the Retaliator? Now, the Retaliator is my favorite looking ship. I think it's wonderful, and I think it's going to be a great ship to be with your friends. But currently, in the design that it is right now, because I don't have any modular updates to it, I think that it's going to actually fall to second place, behind the Constellation Phoenix, aka Disco Lando's pleasure yacht. I mean, I always call it that because of its current model. Now, all the models are being updated, and I expect that the Phoenix is going to get a lot of love. But the thing about having a area where you and all your friends could congregate, about having the couch, the TV, the bar, the big board table, I love that ship, and that is going to be one of my favorite ships because although I'm going to have an amazing time in my Mustang, I think that the time I spend with my friends in game is going to be more amazing. So this is the format that I want you to take for the prize, for the contest, for the Vanguard. And I think that if you follow that, you'll be able to win. All right, so what am I expecting over the next couple of weeks? We're getting closer and closer to FPS, and not being a huge FPS fan. Sorry, folks. I like to shoot them from the sky and not take them from, and not have to go in with them with hand-to-hand combat. I was in the Marines, had a great time. It was a wonderful time in my life. Learned all about hand-to-hand combat and basic infantry tactics and everything, and think I'll do pretty well in something that's realistic, but I just don't like the whole go in and shoot 'em experience, though I do remember some amazing times I had with my friends when I worked at IBM in a game called Rainbow Six. And Rainbow Six was that squad-based game way back then. One of the first-person shooters I ever really liked because you really needed to be very tactical about it. You needed to be very... if you shot somebody, you had to make sure you had cover and concealment, because if you got shot back, or if you weren't watching out for yourself, you would be, bang, you're dead. And just that feeling was wonderful. Now, the whole Call of Duty and Battlefield with the respawns, it ruined me. It ruined me, though I loved the original Call of Duties for their campaigns. I thought they were wonderful. Just reliving that D-Day campaign in Call of Duty was amazing. But then they put it into this very light content and very heavy on the respawn mode online play. And I know that it's appealing to a great majority of people that play first-person shooters. So I don't fault them or fault the game for that. It's just not my cup of tea. First-person shooter here, though, seems to be different. And there will be a game mode with the... I forget what the name of it is. It's going to be Sata Ball. Sorry. There is going to be a game mode with Sata Ball, and I'm sure there's going to be respawns and stuff like that there. But I'm really kind of awkwardly excited about FPS because of its relationship to that type of shooter that I fell in love with so long ago. And kind of like why I'm waiting to see if that's what Rainbow Six is going to be like now that it's coming out in the next few months. But Ubisoft has done nothing to win my loyalty lately. And hopefully they can come back with that game. But let's talk about this game. FPS is going to be coming right at us. And it's going to be developed. It's going to come out in the same kind of state that Arena Commander's in now. So hopefully with the updated matchmaking and the better lobbies and everything that were promised in the next version of Arena Commander is going to make it itself into Star Marine. And I really, like I said, awkwardly optimistic because I didn't think I was going to want to play first-person shoot, be in the first-person shooter module in this game competitively. In the game, I know it's hard not to be, but I'm talking about competitively, playing it in the Arena Commander module. So the next piece is going to be what I'm looking forward the most, and that's going to be the social module. Social module is going to allow us to visit people's hangars, meet in bars or places that are on planet side, I believe it is. And I don't know how that's going to be rolled out, but that's going to be the next big thing that they're talking about. And that's going to be the piece that really does take this game to the next level and starts to show people what the PU is going to be like when it comes out in about a year. Yes, the game is going to be out this year, but that's going to be the Squadron 42 release. We're going to get this game, the online multiplayer persistent universe, next year. So all these things are starting to build together to form the game that we love. And yes, this is redundant, and you already know this or you wouldn't be here. But I'm talking about what I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, to meeting my friends, to meeting my squadron and my organization mates inside the game. Seeing your hangar, seeing your favorite ships, and then the personalization of things. The personalization of our hangars, of our character, and our ships. So we could start to see how our personalities start to change the way that we appear and the way that what we do inside of the game. So this is becoming quite a big game. And I'm very excited for the next few months. And now it's time to tell you some things that are going on with me. It's been a really long time coming, and I needed to discuss this because, well, it's going to give you an idea of why you might not be seeing a show every single week. Well, you always see that Wednesday, as you'll hear me say in a few minutes. But not only is this one of the busier parts of my year, along with the 6 weeks to 8 weeks that go from the Black Friday holiday through to the end of the Christmas season, but it's also a time of my life when I've been contemplating what else do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? And you figure somebody that's 50 years old would have figured this out a long time ago. Well, folks, let me tell you, it's not always clear-cut what you want to be when you grow up. When I started school way back in the 80s, I wanted to be a pilot. And I am a pilot. I fly Cessnas, haven't done it so in a really long time. But I do fly, and I always envisioned being a pilot. Well, things change. I became a restaurant manager, was very successful at it. And then, out of nowhere, I got a job with IBM, and that set me on my IT career. Well, it's time for me to look at where I am and where I want to be in the future. And I really love doing these videos. I like training, and I love presenting, and I love to write. So what I think I'm going to be doing is going for Well, I don't think. I actually know, and I've started the work on it. I'm going to be going for a communications degree. Now, that means not only am I going to be working a 40-plus hour a week job for a major Fortune 2 company. Well, they're probably Fortune 1 by now, but I'm not sure about that. You know, I like to over-exaggerate everything. Not only am I doing these videos, which takes 20 to 30 hours a week, believe it or not only do I run an organization, which probably will be one of the first things to fall asunder, but I'm going to be going to school full-time, I hope. And that is something that that's something that I'm aspiring to do and trying to make happen coming this fall. So that's where I'm at. So please pray for me, I should say, or, give good thoughts in my direction for helping me to get that dream to come true. So I may not have a State of the Game or a Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous out every week, but I will have a Ben's Day out every week. That is a promise. And for those of you that are my patrons over at patreon.com/Batgirl, thank you. Thank you so much for doing two things. For giving me the drive to do this, because by you supporting me, it makes me want to get better and get out there and do these every week. And secondly, thank you for making it possible for me to pay the bills to get the extra bandwidth. Thank you, Comcast, for putting a measly 300 gigabytes cap on my data for my internet and me having to go and pay extra for that, and giving me the ability to purchase the equipment, the computers, the microphone boom stands, the green screen, all the things that I need to do the show. Thank you so much. All right, folks, that's it for this week's show. Remember the contest. Go back to the beginning of the show to listen to how we changed it. And you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.